Hello, hello, hello.
GM. Well, it's probably like GA.
GM.
GM Funcracker, how are you, man?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Yourself?
Doing well, man. On a lot of coffee today. Didn't get much sleep yesterday. So if I forget how many weeks a year has again, I blame the lack of sleep.
Were you partying hard or working hard?
No, man. No, not partying. It's been a while since I last partied hard. It's actually been a good
Was it,
while.
Santi, was it a woman?
No.
So,
Santi,
so work,
hold
okay.
on.
It was Star Atlas. That's
That's your lady, huh?
that's my lady.
Married to
I'm
Star
married
Atlas.
to Star Atlas, bro.
Yeah, we're married to the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Looking forward to have
Start.
Brad here.
Yeah. We were talking to Brad right before joining here. Very exciting conversation. Dom, I think we need to give Brad the moderator role, probably,
Yeah.
for the event. I have him here. I give it.
You got it? Okay.
So, yeah, Brad, for you to not have to use push to talk, we just gave you mod, so just leave and rejoin the chat, and it should be fine.
And you might need to turn off push to talk in your settings if you had it on.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, there
Yes.
you go. You're good. Cool.
It's perfect.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you for joining today, Brad, my friend.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Let's wait for Jose, and then we can get started, probably. So how are you doing, Dom?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good. It's been a really nice week, and we'll get into it in the noteworthy news, but couldn't be happier right now.
Yeah, man, everything's feeling great. I'm getting OG vibes in the
Yeah,
chats lately.
I don't know how many people in the chat watched the Bryson stream, but he was playing R2.1, and he was just shocked at the graphics, and there was a lot of people kind of going crazy at the graphics, and it just reminded me of like how beautiful our game is. So
Yeah, I was watching the stream and I was thinking the whole time, what are Bryson's specs to be running like a stream and Star Atlas in that quality? Like,
oh, he has a dual computer setup.
there we go. There we go. Now I get it, because I was like mind blown at the quality of the stream. Really good one in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was
think
amazing.
Michael also did an awesome job. And it's good to see again like the Web3 gaming space looking at Star Atlas. I think we have been building in silence for a while, and people weren't paying attention, but now you have to pay attention. It's the best quality in the industry, in my opinion. My two Atlas, my two polys here. So yeah, people need to pay attention.
Agreed. Where's the
Cool.
penguin at?
The penguin just joined. Jose, how are you, man?
Facts and GM, friends. How is
Hello,
everyone doing?
Jose.
GM, Jose.
You guys ready to rock and roll? We have a good brew today.
We are ready, and we have Brad. We already introduced Brad, but we'll introduce him again after we go through the introductions and noteworthy news. But today, guys, we will be speaking. This is the game structure brew number 66, and we will be speaking as the main topic about the gameplay ability system. But let's wait until we get into that. So first, if you're new here, the Atlas Brew is our weekly community event where we talk about what's going on in the Star Atlas ecosystem. We do some noteworthy news and then we hop into main topics. On that, we just announced the June Atlas Brew schedule, and you will see it at the top of the server. So if you scroll through the channels, you go to the very top of the server, you will see 4 events. One is the one we are here now. And then you have brew 67, 68, and 69. So for brew 67, we have economics. Secret, we still don't have the topic. 68, we have politics, also secret. We still don't have the topic. Can't say anything else more than secret. And then for the end of the month, the last Wednesday of June, sorry, we'll be speaking. We'll be going through community updates. So if you're working on projects or anything, and you feel like you will have things ready to share by then, make sure to DM me or Dom, and we will get you in the agenda for the end of the month. But if you want to not miss any of the brews, go to the top of the server and mark all the brews as interested, so you don't miss a single one. We also have more news, of course. Biggest news is that R2.1 is out now, and I wanted to see what are your thoughts, guys, so far on R2.1. What are the things that you like the most? Tell me in the chat or on mute.
Flying all the different ships is awesome.
Yes, yes. It's a whole different experience when you see your ships flying and when you spawn different ships and they are very different in how to handle them and how to pilot the physics and everything. It's great. Feels great.
I think it's really cool to see that the game has just really been elevated on at every point, every juncture. I mean the movement with the jetpack, all the ships being flyable, being able to shoot, all the ships handling differently, the racing area, the dogfighting area, the widened land space we can explore. I mean, it's like a quadratic upgrade, right? It's not just like, yeah, we did some similar stuff. There's more. It's just the whole experience has been elevated. That's really an amazing feel.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I tweeted about it and I'll say it again, but it feels a little bit like the dream is becoming a reality, and we are seeing and watching it progress. So it feels awesome. Dom, you wanted to say something, my friend?
Oh no. I just get emotional, man. Man, it's been dude. Oh my god, it's been a long year and a half.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. And I think we're clearly at an. Well, we actually had it. Clara provided some stats for the town hall, and we in sentiment, in social media sentiment, we are at the 17-month high. So feels good, man. Feels good. And I think right now with 2.1, what we proved is that our team is capable of delivering the vision, and that we're actually moving a lot faster than what people probably expected. So
Yeah,
those are my
big shout out.
takeaways.
Big shout out to everyone who's been with us since the beginning, or just honestly wherever you came. But even more big of a shout out to the people who've been with us since the beginning, because like I said, it's been a long year
A
for sure.
crazy ride for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I see Grist posting in the chat. We go to the next level with third-person shooter modes as well as PvP ship combat. And we're actually going to chat about that today with Brad. So it's going to be a fun conversation.
Oh wow.
Uh, yeah. So
Leaks.
another new is that the Atlas pairings are back. So you will see ships listed again in the trenches for the Atlas side, plus a massive discount on the Titan, the Super Phoenix in Atlas, right now under $1 million at current Atlas prices. So yeah, very interesting as well. Then what else? What else do we have? We just posted a video today. Ronin, our very own Ronin, he he posted the R2.1 flight instructions, and I actually learned a lot of new controls from that video, guys. I don't know if you watched it already, but I thought I knew how to pilot my ship until I watched that video. That's all I'm going to say. Like, it has way more controls and things you can do while flying than what I knew about. So yeah, It's that rare view. I think it's going to come in handy for sure. For sure. Took a
Hey,
couple of
Dom,
seconds to get a sip of coffee. Yeah, someone wanted to say something.
I was just gonna ask Dom. I thought Dom, weren't you doing content creation for a bit? Or are you not doing that anymore?
Am I doing what? Say it again.
You were creating videos, right? Are you not doing that now?
Oh no. Yeah, no. I still want to do that. Are you talking about flight instruction specifically?
Just flight instruction just made me think about it. But no, you were doing content for. You were doing like educational videos for SA, and I
Oh
haven't
yeah,
seen
no.
them for a while.
I still want to make content. No worries there. But Donovan made a great video, man. I think he did
No,
way better than I would.
that video is really good for sure.
Yeah. Bro, people roasting me in the chat. Group saying you have to be able to get in front of people for the rear view to be useful.
yo, that is actually.
That was a nice
People
one,
are
bro.
wild.
Yo, that's that
I
bird.
recognize good shit talking, and that was a nice one, Groove. That
Well,
was a
if
nice one.
they lap you though, and they're coming around behind you.
Yeah. Man, Sati, this is all right. We gotta move on.
yeah. Thank you, Dom, bro. I think we gotta move on.
Oh,
It is what it is. We also wanted to give a couple of shout outs here. So Furiosa, content creator for the Star Atlas community, just posted her first video. And we think it's super important to support content creation in the community and new content creators. It takes a lot of work to create content, to edit videos, and more so like just putting your face, voice, and your whole person out there to speak about Star Atlas and create content. So we really think it's valuable for the community to go and support Furiosa and any content creator that is starting in the community. She did a Fimble Airbike review. I really enjoyed the video, so we recommend everyone to go take a look and support Furiosa. Let's continue now. We also wanted to mention that if you're interested in data running, Stardust Economy from the Star Atlas community also started a data running academy, and you can reach out to him in case you want to learn how to better process data and how to understand blockchain data and how to get started. It's super valuable. I think he's running it kind of like a boot camp in how to read on-chain data and everything related to Star Atlas data. So definitely go check that out, guys. If you're interested in data, he's super talented and he's sharing knowledge. So make sure to check that out. As always, Tom posted the link to his tweet in the Atlas Brew chat. So yeah, I think also we just got a DM from Michael that he wants to let's give this tweet some love. Let's give this tweet some love in the Atlas Brew chat.
What tweet?
Oh my
the
god,
feet?
the
Supposedly.
Yo,
feet.
where's Pac?
Yeah.
Where's Pac at, man?
Where's
Pac
Puck
here?
the Pirate, man? Where's Puck the
I'm
Pirate?
kidding.
We need him, bro. He asked for that. He asked for that.
Come
So
on,
I don't
man.
know,
OnlyFans was my idea. Come on,
Whoa,
Michael.
bro.
I already have that
Whoa,
trademark, man. I already have that trademark,
No,
brother.
no.
Don't do
Zenzo
this to me right now.
bought it. Zenzo has the domain.
I've been posting Ooster feet pics on OnlyFans for a while now. You know, it's been making me some
No
side
way,
cheddar.
man. No way, man.
So yeah, we just posted the link to that tweet. Go give it some likes, comments, and retweets. It's the user feed pics. I think they're high quality. You can see the level of effort that went into them. So
Oh,
yeah,
man. For real.
OnlyFans is going to be a thing, like it or not. Probably someone is going to do it, just and you know that,
Yeah, man.
right?
No, community members bought the Sol domain OnlyFans.
Really?
Yeah, Zanzor bought it. The
Oh
day I
my
told
god.
him. Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. Cool. Anything else on the noteworthy news? Just Dom, anything that I missed?
No, you hit everything, man.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think now it's a good moment to hop on the main topic. And for that, we have Brad. Brad, in case people don't know you, would you like to give a very brief introduction on who you are and what you do at Star Atlas?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a gameplay engineer, but I'm kind of 50-50 design and engineering. Um, my favorite thing to do is like rapid prototypes in Blueprint, and then once we get it kind of roughed out, then the C++ guys, the engineers, and the blockchain team will come in and make it more performant and work with everything else. But
Brad, do you know that people love you? Absolutely love you.
oh yeah, it's good to hear.
They do. They're posting it in the chat.
Me
Nice.
included. I love you, Brad.
Some W's for Brad, guys. Some W's in the Atlas Brew chat for Brad and him joining today.
Brad is one of the most passionate people about Star Atlas that I've seen with the rest of us. So big W to Brad.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a strange week because like a lot of people, because we were pushing so hard to get 2.1 done. And I will mention we don't do like crunch. Like it's never like you have to get this done. It's but like voluntarily we're like we want this to be the best it's going to be. So we all kind of worked overtime and pushed hard to get it out. And so a lot of people are kind of taking the week off. And I'm building an office in my backyard because right now I'm like in the family room and the kids are off school, so it's like crazy. So I'm like building an office in the backyard. So I've been out in the yard all week, like doing concrete and gravel and moving sprinkler line and getting sunburnt. So this is nice.
Yeah, man. Signal is saying in the chat that he watched every video you ever made on YouTube, from Pixar movies to dungeon crawler game. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah, man. Cool. So Brad, let's get into the main topic now, and I feel like we should start with explaining a little bit what the gameplay ability system is. I know we covered it in the town hall with you, in the town hall with Danny, but just in case, let's cover it again if we can. If that's okay with you, my friend?
Yeah. Yeah. So again, apologize if you already heard this, but so gameplay ability system, or GAS for short. It's like a framework that Epic made themselves for a game that they were developing internally, and the game actually never released, but they kept the system. I'm pretty sure they still use it on Fortnite, and they've released it to the community for all Unreal developers to use. And the nice thing about GAS is it's very flexible and it's natively replicated, which means it's like multiplayer ready. Replication is one of the hardest things to do in game development, so it's really nice that it's natively replicated. And it allows us to give stats to things. So currently, all of our ships, their stats are using gas. So things like hull points, shield points, thruster power, missile count, weapon heat, ammo count, like any number, any kind of stat that our ships use is a gas attribute. And we will do the same thing with players moving forward, all the different player stats, and then so there's attributes. That's the stats, attributes, and then there's abilities. And the abilities, I mean, you can use anything for an ability, but anything that the character does or a ship does is an ability. So anything from firing your guns to um, putting up your landing gear, targeting an enemy, firing a missile. Every one of those is a gas ability. And
Nice.
and the nice thing about having those as gas abilities is it's very easy to enable or block them depending on the situation. Or like for instance, you're firing your weapons and your weapon heat, which is an attribute. gets over a certain threshold and your weapons overheat, and we block the ability to fire your weapons until they cool off, and then you can fire them again, for example. So
Nice. So every ability, everything, every value, let's say, is controlled by the gameplay ability system, right?
Yep.
In game.
Yep.
From ship speed to damage dealt by
other ships or
by missiles, yeah, everything.
collision. Yep.
Cool. So before we keep moving, let's see if the community has any questions about the gameplay ability system. If not, we will continue moving.
Yeah, I just saw in the chat someone was asking what GAS meant, and it's an acronym, gameplay ability system.
I have a question.
Yes.
How you test like all the balancing you were talking about, like all the balance, all the stuff, all the attributes, like, and especially like for an economic standpoint, and because all the things we use in game, they are worth something, you know, and then like how you make it, like if you change something, you have to test it in gameplay, or what system do you use to test all the things so it's well balanced? Or is that too complicated?
That's a good question. So as far as balance currently in the game, there's no real. I mean, there's some economic stuff in Sage, but as far as in Unreal, there's really no economics yet. The only kind of balance there is between ships. So ship, weapon damage and speeds and that kind of thing. And to be perfectly honest, so far it's mostly on paper, and that's kind of why we want to get this stuff out to you guys, so that as you guys play, then we can. That's what we can use to really balance going forward. Is community data of how things are going.
Yeah, especially because we don't have the high risk zone yet, so it's a great
Right,
moment
right.
to test everything out. So yeah. But the ships seem really balanced though. Like it's so different to pilot an extra small than it is to pilot like a big ship. Like it's not like the big ship goes super fast and it's super stealthy and agile. Like it's not that at all. At least my arc.
No.
So,
Yeah.
I was thinking, you know, like you get the modules and like the crew later and XP and like I don't know how many attributes you already have. Like there will be like millions of combinations, and then like other games like Eve, for example, the community made some tools so you can simulate certain things and stuff. So I'm wondering if you have something, a system or something to test all these things, you know, because it's gonna be like it's probably the biggest spreadsheet ever. Like I don't know how many different modules, crew, XP levels, and stuff gonna be there. It's like I always was wondering how that all comes together, you know.
Yeah, that's something we're really looking forward to. Is being able, once we have all the different modules and all the different weapons, being able to like customize a ship with these exact modules, this exact loadout, and see how it performs and tuning them and stuff. I think that's going to be really fun. But yeah, I remember when we released our first dogfight module, in 2.0. It was you could only fly the X4, and so everything was balanced around the X4, and so you could and then the last enemy was the Thripid, and you blowing up a Thripid with an X4. But now it's all legit. Like the Thripid has like a large shield and a large hull reinforcement, and you it's almost impossible. I think it is impossible to like blow up a Thripid with just an X4, because it'll run out of ammo before it takes out the Thripid, which I think is cool.
And we also have a couple team members working on the spreadsheets and all that, right? I know Brad, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know Chris McCulloch's kind of like one of his main focuses was to balance all that out, right? For Sage and for UE5, with the whole
Um,
spreadsheet work, and
yeah, I
everything.
know on Unreal side, I know Sean Lin has been doing a lot of
Sean
that
Lane.
kind of
Sean
stuff.
Lane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in your team we have Bruno, we have Sean Lane, we have Chris McCulloch. Who am I missing there, Brad? Just so the committee knows.
So on game design, yeah, Chip is like the head of my team. We got Shula, we got Sean Lin, and then we got Deanna from Sparesoft side. And then like you're saying, the real coders, the hardcore C++ guys. Yeah, Daniele, Federico. Who am I missing?
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Frank. Frank does a ton of work on he's been our flight model guy, our physics guy. He's been really good. Ricardo. Yeah, you mentioned
Yeah.
Bruno, Christopher Ree.
Christopher Ree, Chris McCulloch as well. Mentioned
Mm-hmm.
him. So yeah, there's a lot of people that work in the balancing VB. So don't worry about that one. But
Santi,
let's yeah,
I have
yeah,
just one
yeah,
question here. It's
for
just
sure.
based on the physics that he was just talking about. So Ghost Cat asked this, Brad, and it is: are actual physics for ships and gravity within ship parts of gas? Because right now the ships don't have actual physics when the ship is off, and you can't fly with another ship inside another.
Yeah. So in games, we for performance reasons, we cheat when it comes to physics a lot. We definitely do want to do that, putting one ship inside of another. But like you said, if you put one ship on top of another, and then you turn it off, that ship is like stuck in space. So the ship it's on is like trapped. And obviously that's not what we want. But it'll be some kind of thing where you land on a ship and you get off. It'll like attach that ship, the smaller one, to the larger one. Something like that.
Cool. Thank you, Brad.
Cool. Let's get back on the game playability system topic. So just to give one extra example here, Brad, before we go into heavy theory crafting, like we like to do in the brew.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain a little bit like how the gas will help achieve multiplayer ground racing?
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, we're doing kind of like Mario Kart, kind of like Twisted Metal, where there's weapons involved and there's also pickups. So the pickups might be like health or speed boost or different kinds of weapons. We're still kind of prototyping a lot of that stuff. But yeah, the way it works is when you pick up an item. Let's say I pick up a health pickup, right? For my hull. So when I pick up that item, it's just affecting my attribute, my hull points attribute. If it's something like a weapon, let's say I pick up a mine, then all it does is it grants me the ability to the drop mine ability. It gives me the drop mine ability once, and I use that once, and then I lose that ability. So that's basically how it works. So it's pretty critical part of
It's
the
key.
operation. Yeah.
It's key. It's key. Like with gas, you define what are the properties that each of the pickups give you,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, based on that, then the abilities for the ship changes and everything. So very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. So on that, Brad, one thing we wanted to do here is get a little bit on the theory crafting and think about some maybe game modes that we could have in ground racing, for example, multiplayer ground racing, or
Mm-hmm.
any other modes that we could have using like just modifying some abilities for the gameplay ability system. Like we were thinking about free for all. Like you get in a map, free for all ships in hover mode. You can't change hover mode, and you can't use missiles, for example, and you just go in there and start to shoot each other. That would be a
Dude,
lot of
can
fun.
you, man? Can you imagine? Even like the hover mode idea is awesome, but I'm also just imagining like an arena in space, where like 100 people can come in with their ship, and you're just fighting against each other in free for all. That mind blowing. Like I'm not even kidding. I would be in there all day. I'd be fired.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Yeah.
Let's.
Can I
Yeah,
drop
do
a
you have
little
any
alpha
crazy
here?
ideas, Brad?
Whoa, Alpha! Hold on.
Yeah,
Alert!
yeah.
Alert! Do we need to give the
Theory
this is theory
crafting.
crafting?
This is
Yeah.
theory crafting.
Well,
Brad.
the disclaimer, of course, is that it's just a prototype, and a prototype won't necessarily make it to final. But I did prototype a ground-based battle royale mode.
Oh
So
my
if
god, dude!
yeah, so it's like, so if our race is Mario Kart, remember the mode in Mario Kart where you get the 3 balloons?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. It's a closed arena, and you're just going around trying to blow each other up. And yeah, we'll see how it plays. We haven't actually played it as a team because we've been so busy trying to get 2.1 out. I prototyped it like a month ago. We've never even played it because we've been
Man,
so
Really?
this
busy.
is super cool.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't that hard to do. And there's I think our engineers made an attribute. A game, like, again, gas is all about attributes. We made a points, just a generic like points attribute for using for this kind of thing, for just some fun modes where you just want to get a high score, you get some points. So we'll get that hooked up, and we'll see where it goes.
Man, that's super
Man.
cool.
Yeah, and throughout this, if you guys come up with like any ideas for game modes, yeah, put them in the chat or say them.
Yeah, if you have any ideas, as Brad said, he works a lot on prototyping. So any prototypes that you would like to see, I don't know, any game modes, will be
Oh my
can be tried out.
gosh!
What happened, Dom?
Someone reminded me of a game mode that Call of Duty had like 5 years ago, and is where there was jetpacks in Call of Duty, and you have a ball, and you put that ball into like a zone. It's kind of like Call of Duty soccer. I I think that would be insane. Like Star Atlas, like almost like Rocket League, maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly how that'd work, but that sounds really fun.
That could be a
Man.
lot of fun.
Imagine a game of catch inside the showroom, but inside the Outpost 39 trees or something like that, where one of the guys has a gun and the others need to escape and find their way into the safe zone inside the outpost. I think a game simple as that would already drive people to go crazy.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also like the really hot game mode in the industry right now, which is the extraction shooters. I could definitely see that on like a planet. You go down to a planet, you fight for some items, some resources, then you get out. That'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm checking the chat now. They say Signal says showroom Quidditch.
Yeah, that's what reminded me. That's what reminded me of it.
How would showroom Quidditch work though? Like, I don't know if Signal you can speak, but what do you have in mind for that? I'm curious now. Putting Signal on the spot real quick.
Capture the punab. 50 people, one grizzled
This was
punab.
actually an idea that was a back and forth, I think, with me and Gas, like back in I want to say like October of last year, before like half of this stuff was released. I'm about to link it in the chat. I'm gonna find the whole conversation and bring it up. How showroom Quidditch would work.
Nice. Could a showroom Quidditch be done, Brad? Like, can you add like the snitch and all that?
Uh,
Our version of it was like
I
crazy
suppose.
simple.
That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, Quidditch, but instead of brooms, it's Opel jets and air bikes. Yeah, that actually sounds fun. That actually sounds a lot of fun. What else? What else do we have? What was that one, Jose, with the Punam?
Yeah, someone in the chat said like we have 50 people chasing a greased punab in showroom. You know? Whoever gets the punab wins.
Man,
Nice.
there's a game mode in Brawl Stars. It's a game that my little brother plays, and it's team versus team, and you have to destroy the enemy team's safe. I think it would be really cool actually if there was team versus team in Star Atlas in space, and the first person to destroy, I don't know, some maybe like a central space station core or something. It whatever makes sense from a lore perspective. But like the objective is to do as much damage as you can to like this thing the enemy team has to protect. That'd be pretty cool too.
Isn't that similar to the one that is on Destiny? I think
Which one? Which one
there
are we
was one
thinking?
in Destiny where you spawn on the other side and they need to kill you before you destroy their stuff. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but sounds fun. Capture the flag. Would that be possible, Brad, as well?
Classic, yeah, classic, yeah, sure. It could be
Okay, I
on.
found the rules for showroom Quidditch. So the
Okay,
original
lay it on
idea
me.
was, and this is totally doable. The original idea was two separate teams on X4s load up, and they're flying around battling each other. And then you have one unmounted person on each team that's running around the map looking for an Easter egg, that ends the match and is worth a whole bunch of different points, while different teams try to protect them or gun them down to prevent them from getting the Easter egg. And the match continues racking up points while the two X4 teams are just wiping each other out until one of the unmounted players or the other finds their way to the Easter egg and claims it.
Bro,
Nice.
that is actually very cool. That is actually very cool. I would like to see that. I will play that. I will play that.
We can have Among Us inside Star Atlas as well, you know? Among Us?
Among
Oh,
Us. Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah, this would be super fun, man.
that would ruin some friendships, man.
Oh, for sure.
That's
For
all
sure.
Star Atlas is about, right?
Some guilds would disband. No joke.
Man. I saw hide and seek as well.
Mm.
So we have two large ships trying to hunt down 50 smaller ships, and the last one to survive wins.
Interesting.
I
Nice.
like that one as well. What else? What else? If you guys want to unmute, if anyone wants to unmute to share an idea, please go for it. We're taking notes here.
That's a lot of ideas right there.
Mhm.
I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot.
Yep.
Gaz doesn't even remember that he invented this.
I'm not even gonna read his comment out loud.
What else, Brad? Do you have any crazy ideas that you would like to try?
Oh wow,
Any
gun
notes?
game, but with ships, dude, that would be insane. Has anyone ever
Oh,
played
gun
gun
game,
game?
but with ships. Yeah, man, of course. Of
Oh
course,
my
that you level up.
god,
So you start with
yeah, yeah,
the you start with the air bike. You destroy another ship. You go to the Opel jet. You destroy one ship. Bro,
dude,
bro,
ship
that's a
that,
nice
bro.
one, Maddox. That's a nice one,
Ship,
Maddox.
yeah, man, that was a good idea. Ship that, no pun intended.
I was thinking we could do like demolition derby, where there's no
That would be
weapons.
sick.
You just have to kill each other by crashing.
Man,
Another cool mode could be like a tower defense, but one team is on the building with lots of turrets and etc. And the other team has more people, like squadrons, trying to invade like a ship or something like this. You know, I think this would be fun as well.
Mhm.
nice. What did you say that was called, Jose? Taking the notes.
Like a tower defense.
Our defense. Nice.
Fleet battles take down the carrier of the opposing team. I like that. I really like the idea of being able to like be in a ship, and then also having the ability to also be on the ground, and people in the air are helping the people on the ground. I don't know what the game mode would look like, but something
Well,
around that.
The Quidditch
The
signal
Quidditch is
for
part
both.
of it, but I want to be able to shoot my gun. You know, both.
What
both on
about
the ground
something
and in
more
the air.
chilled, like a farming simulator inside Star
Oh
Atlas?
my
You
god, what are
know?
we doing? Animal Crossing, Star Atlas Animal
Yeah,
Crossing.
exactly. Like we have a big field, and people are there tending for their plants. You know? What do you guys
Oh
think? I
my
think it would be
god,
super cool, man.
I'm not even gonna lie. Ship that.
I think
Ted
just
farming.
catching Tigu could keep people busy for like hours. Just have like an AI Tigu just like running around the showroom, and you have to try to catch it.
Yeah, that would be a cool gameplay mode.
It can like apparate once every like 5 minutes. So if you don't get it quickly enough, it just disappears and pops up in another area.
Man, that's cool. People want to do something with Ted. I saw Ted a couple times pop up in the chat.
Ted, our boy Ted.
Our boy Ted, bro. Ted has lovers and haters.
Man, a fishing game using Ted would be fun, like Catch Ted. You know?
Fishing game.
You don't want to
Yeah.
upset the Punab though by playing
Yeah,
fishing
that's
game with their
true.
god.
That would be
Man.
no way you said that, Brad.
Classic battle royale with a shrinking cosmic fog. You loot and upgrade ships
No
till
way.
fog comes and circle pushes you towards each other. Battle royale. I'm all for it. I'm all for battle royale.
Yeah, battle royale would be sick. I'm
How-
really in love with the kind of like soccer, like with Star Atlas though. I don't know. That game mode just sounds so fun. I don't know
What is
what it
soccer,
is.
bro?
Yeah,
Oh,
they've got that.
football. Sorry,
Oh,
everybody. Sorry.
thank you.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm gonna take a walk. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
myself
and
on timeout.
like in Destiny, Destiny 2, if you go to the tower, there's that ball that you can knock around, just like a fun little mini game people can play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Hey guys, I'm back. This is the first time I'm talking today. How you guys doing?
Hey, good.
I call it soccer too.
Okay, you're banned too.
You're all cancelled, bro. I'm going to start to mute everyone who calls it soccer. Right, Jose?
Right. Only proper
Only football for Jose.
football.
Football.
Yeah, someone said demolition derby. I think that's what Brad was saying too. That would be pretty fun.
So I have a couple notes so far. So far we have Quidditch, Death Race, Capture the Flag, Hide and Seek, where two large ships hunt down the smaller ships, Ship Gun Game, Demolition Derby, Tower
Ship gun game.
Defense,
That's a fire one.
Fleet Battles, so you need to take down the other team's carrier, Catch Tiku, and Battle Royale.
Tower
What
defense as
else?
well.
I mentioned that one, bro.
You mentioned it? Sorry.
Yeah, I have it.
I'm not gonna lie. Anything with
Farm
like
view. You forgot the farm view, bro.
anything with third person shooting or FPS, like I'm down for it.
Yeah,
To be
out of
honest.
all of those gun games, sounds the most fun to me.
Yeah.
Gun
Gun
game
games
would
are
be a
really
freaking
What about the
blast.
survival game? Like we release you guys in a high risk zone planet without resources, and you need to survive with your teammates and get a ship to escape the planet or something like this. That would be super cool.
It could be the
It
extraction.
would be really great. I agree if we built Ark and then called it Star Atlas.
Yes.
You're alone on a planet. And dinosaurs are trying to eat you, and you have to build a ship and escape.
Just
Why
like,
not?
you know, what was the name? Don't Starve Together. Yeah, something like that.
Man, how many game
One
modes have
day,
we said
Ark
so
will be a
far?
mini game inside of Star Atlas.
Oh, I had the best idea ever. What about we create a Pokemon game and make it like a mini game in Star Atlas? We could
Dude,
call it
my God,
Illuvium.
Dan Park
Alluvium.
is seething right now. You'll be getting an email from Dan Park.
No way.
Brad, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How possible would it be to get two ships to just auto battle against each other?
No way we're doing this, right?
I'm joking. I'm joking, guys.
Oh, Jesus.
We got a little spicy there. We got a little spicy.
Auto battler. Oh my God, dude. You know what? Ship that.
Guys, maybe we
Survival
can move
game.
on.
Just listen to this one. Just
Okay, pitch me,
survival
bro.
game called Ted's Revenge. Mustache said in the chat. So
Awesome.
Ted, you need to run away from Ted, bro.
He's hunting you all across the showroom. Yeah, I love it.
Bro. Yeah. That'll be
A
crazy.
survival game though sounds actually pretty fun. Like a game mode where like maybe 100 people spawn onto a planet and there's like some species there that's hunting you. I don't know. Or maybe it's 50 versus 50 and another team is playing as that species hunting you. I don't know. Sounds pretty fun. Dude, there's so many opportunities for game modes. Oh my gosh. Holy moly.
Yeah, and the way that I envision this happening in Star Atlas is pretty much what happened in Warcraft 3 back in the days. If you played Warcraft 3 when you were younger, first, you were happy, and second, you know the power of community creating its own maps and game modes inside a game, you know? I think it would be super crazy. It would be a huge success for Star Atlas if we deliver this as soon as possible.
Mhm.
Prop hunt.
That's awesome.
I Star Atlas prop hunt. Oh my god. Prop hunt is so fun.
Man. But
Infected.
has that anything to do with the gameplay ability system, Brad? Could we do prop hunt?
Prop hunt?
It's basically
Yeah.
it's basically where you see a prop and you can become that prop, and the goal is to hide among other props like couches and other things. And if someone finds you, they're shooting like all the like the couches and lamps and everything like that,
Okay.
trying to find out which one is you.
Ah, wasn't there a Ghostbusters game like that where you're a ghost and you could turn into like a couch or something?
Yeah, this is the idea.
Okay.
Exactly. I think you got it right.
Yeah.
John
We
316 said, "Yeah, no, okay." So prop
We
hunt.
need we need to invent a new alien race that is a shape-shifting race, and then then we can do it.
Brad, how many spoils do you want to give today, bro? I'm joking.
This is why we love Brad. This is why we love Brad on.
The danger of having me on is I don't know what the community knows and what they don't, so I might accidentally say something that they
No,
don't
don't worry, friend. We are just joking.
Yeah, they love that though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
community is happy.
The community love that.
Well, I think that we can transition, guys, into thinking about things that could make into the Star Atlas main gameplay engine using the gas system. Like one thing that we were discussing before we joined the brew is that the gas system allows for some crazy stuff. Like, for example, you can create diseases in Star Atlas that will affect only certain species, right, Brad? Things like that are possible in theory.
Yeah, in theory, we certainly could.
Hashtag theory
How would
crafting.
it
So-
affect someone, Jose? Can you give an example? I know you
Yeah,
said that.
yeah. For example, like you can have diseases that in game would diminishes the maximum health of a crew member. So, for example, let's say your character has 100 health points. If he gets the disease, he would only be able to recover until 80 points. You know, things like that.
like debuffs for specific races.
Yeah, like for example, Usturs wouldn't be getting the same diseases as Punabs, right?
Right.
So yeah, we create specific things coming from the environment and things like that that will only affect Usturs. And another thing that I think we discussed this in previous brews was that some species by naturally they'll have different affinities and skills inside the game, right? So for example, maybe just members of a particular species could see while walking the map um, certain, I don't know, items, for example, like only punabs could find, let's say, mushrooms in a cave. Just to give a simple example here, which everyone can understand. Do you think something like that's possible as well?
Yeah, certainly. That wouldn't be hard to do.
Yeah, man, I think this is the most cool stuff, because this will bring lots of immersion to each one of the species and will make players be able to, first want to try every species and race in Star Atlas, and also uh, makes it very much necessary to have diversity on your fleets. I think it would be
Mm.
super cool if we had things like this.
Yeah. Like like races in a classic RPG, different races have different, buffs and debuffs, benefits. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and going super crazy here, also something that we were discussing before joining the brew was that, for example, what if we started giving planets attributes, and in different seasons of the year, the planets would behave differently based on the season. So, for example, a planet in the high risk zone would get super, super hot during one season, and characters inside the planet would need to use items that would prevent heat, hydration, and things like that. Is it possible?
Yeah, certainly. You could have like your character's attribute, like we were talking, like if we wanted to do like a survival kind of thing where your character has a body temperature, and if it gets too hot, you start to get debuffs or whatever. So yeah, your planet could have temperatures and anything you like, I
Radiation, things
suppose.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, I spend like 1 hour every day thinking about how to create things to kill people in the high risk zone. So,
Hey, yo.
like,
Questions.
yeah, like I think like, man, what could I create that they won't discover until they are killed by it? And I'm like, man,
That's a lot of time, bro.
yeah,
An
right?
hour a day.
An hour a day, man. Pretty much that. I'm eating lunch and I'm thinking, man, this would be super fun. You died by radiation and things like that. So, yeah, thinking
A,
about
que- a,
the
Oh
very
my
planet could kill
god.
you in the game and you wouldn't even learn what killed you. Yeah, I think it's super cool.
The realization that the nice penguin that everyone knows is just constantly thinking of ways to kill you. Sorry, guys.
a
Man,
question.
that's what makes the
A
game
Yeah.
fun,
question.
right?
A, a
BB.
question. Would something like aging or decay, like if I use my ship like for like 2 years, it should decay or get rusty or something? I don't know. Is something like that possible? And also like dirt.
Yeah.
Would it be possible like your showroom gets dirty over time and we could create like janitor jobs and clean it up, or the ships getting dirty and stuff like for
Yep.
Mm,
immersion? Is something like that possible?
Yeah,
that's one of the things that
the ship team has already been experimenting with shaders that do that. Like it'll layer in rust, or if you're on like a really dusty planet, it'll layer in dust or snow or whatever.
Oh, dude,
Um,
that's so sick.
yeah. It looks really
Yeah,
nice.
that would be cool because this also opens up another economy and gameplay loops, like repairing, cleaning, and all that kind of stuff would be super cool.
Yeah, it's almost like a badge of honor to have your ship all rusty, as because it shows that you've been playing a lot. But then, yeah, if you want, you can get it repainted and all that buffed out if you want to, or just leave it as it is.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys that I pitched this to the econ team, and they were super happy to explore like the janitor career to be the one that will preserve things in the game against depreciation. They really
That's
liked the
Santi and I
idea.
right there.
Yes,
The
sir.
janitors union.
Janitor
Janitors, rise
unions,
up!
come back.
Rise up, janitors! It's time.
That's awesome, actually.
Yeah, but the king is also another idea of how to kill you in the high risk zone.
Bro.
There,
Jose,
there
what's
might
going
be.
on, bud?
Yeah, imagine like you are in a planet, and after you stays there, like the planet's super safe, super chilled, and you notice that the production is super fast in that planet. Like the resources are respawning super fast, and you're like, "Holy cow, this planet is super good. I'll farm my whole life here." And then 2 hours later, your crew members die of old age. This would be super fun.
Yo,
Yeah,
Brad,
guys, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Brad, don't let this guy into your meetings, please. Please.
This would be super fun.
Man, this topic is just we have a lot to talk about, man. Like there are so many possibilities. Like we already have like 12 different game modes that we just gave to Brad to test it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like for me, just doing kind of like a little recap on all we talked about. So we talked about things that the gameplay ability system could do that could be included in the game like since the beginning, kind of like in Star Atlas as a whole. Like um, Jose was plotting on how to kill people, and he said that we could have diseases, for example. We could have things that you don't realize what killed you until it kills you. That is possible with the gameplay ability system. And then we were brainstorming also about different game modes. And again, like just reading through my notes on different game modes that could be done with this. We have Quidditch, we have Death Race, Capture the Flag, Hide and Seek, Ship Gun Game, Demolition Derby, Tower Defense, Fleet Battles, Catch Tigu, Battle Royale, Farmville, and the least popular Prop Hunt. But man, I'm just so excited as a Call of Duty player, having like just a team deathmatch where we can track like we can have stats on it and track our kills and death ratio. That's all I need to play like 16 hours a day. Honestly.
Yeah.
So
That's
super
true.
excited for that. And Brad, a question. I'm putting you on the spot here. A question that I have as a community member myself
Mhm.
is when are we going to be able to have, I mean, you don't need to say when, but are we going to be able to have stats like that, like kills and death ratio for this specific modes if we do it?
Absolutely. That's something Danny wants to get in as soon as we can. That kind of stuff, keeping track of that stuff. So yeah, absolutely, yes.
Dude,
Man,
stats are
Then
addicting.
yeah,
stats is
Yeah.
the best thing by
Yeah.
far.
Santi and I have talked about this. It's like you play COD, and part of the reason why you want to keep playing is so you can get your KD up. You want to get
For
your
sure.
stats up. So yeah, stats are really cool. I love stats.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you and Danny are thinking about that.
yeah.
Bro,
Santi,
peop-
can we have a
yeah.
pool if people want the high risk zone to have lots of different things to kill them or something like this? Because I think it's good feedback for the team as well. If the to learn if the Star Atlas community is hardcore when it comes to the high risk zone or they want to preserve their characters.
Good feedback for you, you mean? Yeah.
Die. Go on. High risk.
I
I
think
mean,
there
high
should
risk is high
definitely.
risk, in my opinion.
I think there should definitely be ways, like undiscovered ways that you could potentially hurt your character. Maybe not as much as you're thinking, but I think there should definitely be some for sure that people have to discover.
Yeah, like I feel this will teach people like the importance of having scouts and data running going on, things like that.
Hmm.
That's what I want for the high
That is
risk zone.
true.
I want it to have like you need to respect it, like right, like going to the sea. If you go into the sea, you need to respect the sea, bro. You need to understand how it works and things like that.
Ronald
If you
actually made a good point, Jose, real quick. So he said, as long as there's an equal amount of thought going into how pleasantly surprised people will also be in the high risk zone. I
oh,
think
for sure,
that's a good point.
for sure, that's
Good to
the
hear.
other
Good
side
to
of the
hear.
coin, right? If it's super
It needs to
dangerous,
be rewarding, yeah,
it
of
needs
course.
for sure needs to be rewarding.
Can you imagine the high risk zone is just not rewarding? You just go there if you want to find new ways to die. That sounds awful.
No, no. I mean, the high risk zone will be resourceful by default
Yeah.
because there won't be people to farm there. Like it, the number of people fighting for the resources there will be smaller than in the other zones, and there will be resources that only spawns there. And each one of the planets in the high risk zone has specific and very unique lore. Like they are very special planets in my heart. So you don't need
Yeah.
to worry about that.
Yeah, and also when you go out there and something kills you and you find out what it is, you can sell that information maybe.
Exactly, Santi. Santi gets it, bro. Santi gets it. That
Bro,
yeah,
I'm
no,
business,
but
bro. I'm business,
for
bro.
real,
You know.
Boss
because
fights, boss raids. Yeah.
we are something that
Imagine a Tufa boss. Yeah.
man, something that I would die if Star Atlas did was release like what happens in the high risk zone, planet X or Y. I want players to figure that stuff by themselves, to write your own wikis within your guilds, maybe sell this information for other people, but man, for real, I want the game to be about players discovering the universe and creating your own information loops and etc.
Yeah. So guys, you heard it here first. Jose spends an hour every day just thinking of ways you could die in the high risk zone. So you're going to be able to write a book on different ways to die in the high risk zone, and you will be able to maybe sell that as as a data runner. So
Yeah, and psychological diseases makes a lot of them. So
Hmm.
take care of your fleet sanity.
You know what I want to see in the high risk zone is some kind
Tell us,
of
Brad.
creepy alien, like the feeling of a xenomorph. Like some alien gets on your ship and
Yeah,
starts
man.
wiping everything out.
Yeah,
Dude.
this is one of the
Or
many ways that people will
or
die there.
you find like a wrecked ship, like the hull of a ship, and you go inside and there's no power and there's like some alien infestation in there that like
I'll
infect
give
That
you
would be
everything.
so
man,
sick.
man. Since
That
we
kind
are
of stuff.
giving, I think community deserves a little alpha, right? Just a little alpha. There is a there is a ghost maiden heart traveling in the high risk zone that's
Mhm.
searching, and it simply kills anyone that it finds.
A ghost
It's
maiden heart? I've never heard of that one. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, that's scary, dude.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
called the
and
Jolly
it
Roger.
yeah, and it's one of the saddest stories of Star Atlas how it came to be. So yeah,
right,
Will
so
there
like
be
the Black Pearl.
mechanics like shapeshifting or invisibility or something? Like
yes,
imagine
yes, of
having a
course, it's a
device
maiden
for
heart. Yeah,
invisibility. That would be like kind of crazy.
yeah, it's stealth.
Dude.
Maiden heart is stealth by nature. So yeah.
Nice.
Man,
Take care to not be in the same star system.
That's insane.
bro, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So we're well over the hour, 3 minutes over the hour. So is there anything else, Brad, that you would like to chat about before we close? As our dear guest for today.
I was just gonna mention, like many of you know, I was a big Elite Dangerous guy, and one of the coolest moments, not just in that game, but in gaming in general, like of my life, was when, and I always play that in VR. The first time I got interdicted by a Thargoid. If you guys know what that means, they like pull you out of hyperspace. You're like, traveling through hyperspace through another system, and they like pull you out, and it's like it should be impossible. And they didn't like announce those things. Like that's one of my favorite things they did with the Thargoids is they wouldn't announce or like tell anybody that these changes were going in until like it happened. So I had like no idea this was gonna happen. And I was in VR and I got pulled out by this alien and it like flies up in my face and it's like scanning my ship, and my ship's like it knocks out the power, so you're just floating dead in space while this alien's like probing you, and I had no idea what was going on. And it was just so cool.
Exactly, man. This is the kind of
That's so
experience that I
sick.
want to give our players. You'll be sad that you lost your ship, but you feel, man, this was awesome.
Oh man. Yeah,
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine the amount of support tickets that would come in if we added a random boss in the high risk zone at some point, and
Bro.
people just lost a bunch of their ships. Yeah, good
Yeah,
luck,
you
Arthur.
you guys know
Yeah.
that there are
Yeah.
lots of bosses in the high risk zone, right? Even planet-sized bosses. So yeah.
Man, poor Darwin when that happens, bro. He will get all the tickets.
I hate to be the fun killer. There needs to be some balance there for sure, but yeah, I agree.
No, the balance is some people will survive, man. Some people won't. That's the nature of life, right?
Oh my
Bro,
god.
just say it's in evil mode today, bro.
Dude, yeah.
I'm scared.
Well,
I'm
you can
scared.
flee. You don't need to engage with all those stuff. You can try.
Bro. Man, that's crazy. Cool. Guys, I think this was an awesome brew. We are at 5 minutes over the hour. Want to be respectful of everyone's time here. So, awesome brew, guys. We have a lot of notes that we will also be sending over to Brad. And hopefully we can get one of these modes in the future. That would be great. Yeah. Brad, any closing thoughts, my friend?
I'd better not get myself in trouble. Too much already.
That's completely fair. Awesome. Jose, I know you're in evil mode. Any closing thoughts here, bro?
Man, I'm not in evil mode, bro. This is just like giving the community a taste of how cool the high risk zone will be, because the rewards will be absurd. So the risk must be absurd as well, right? So, yeah, nothing else to add. Otherwise, I'll make everyone traumatized. So, yeah.
Cool. Dominic Bain?
Yeah, this was awesome. I know we can go a little over the top with the ideas and brainstorming, but Brad, I sincerely hope that you were able to gain some valuable information that'll help you with game modes or anything else revolving around gas in the future.
Yeah, I'd absolutely love to do some of those ideas for sure.
Bullish on Brad.
Awesome.
Bob.
Bullish on Brad. Yeah.
Bullish on Brad. Awesome.
Bullish on Brad. Awesome. So thank you, Brad, for joining. Thank you, everyone, also for joining and sharing some cool ideas here. Hopefully, we'll see some of these game modes becoming a reality in the future. And we will make sure to get all the notes to Brad as well. And yeah, we'll see you next Wednesday, my friends. Same time. See you in the
Yeah.
Same
Don't
time
lose
next
the
week.
next brew, guys. It's going to be exciting.
Keep it steady.
next brew.
Same time next
Keep it
week.
steady.
See ya.
Same time next week. Econ Brew. Ciao, ciao.
See you, folks. Bye bye. Thanks.
Ciao.